Hey Jenny, this video is going to go through your daily corrective exercises. So we'll want to start with our foam rolling warm up first. So we'll go through our foam rolling sort of postures and exercises, and then that will lead us into these daily corrective exercises. So 4 exercises, equipment needs going into the correctives would be just needing the yoga block on these. And then we'll also have like a countertop for your for one of the stretches that we do. Um, yep, so 4 exercises, we'll go through it. When you're doing it, I would go through all 4, and if you have time, I'd probably try to do 2 rounds of going through the 4 exercises. All right, so we're going to start with a standing hip flexor stretch. Okay, so stretch for the front of the hips to offset, a lot of the seated positions that we tend to do throughout the day and through our work. Okay, so this is the one where we do sort of a staggered stance, and then we reach up across over the head. So if I'm going to stretch my right hip flexor first, my starting position is my left leg's forward and my right leg's back, and I take my right foot to 2 o'clock. Okay, from there we're going to think about taking that belt buckle and see if I can tilt my belt buckle towards the ceiling. We should feel the glute engage on that right side particularly. Now I'm going to lean forward into this left knee, or I guess I should say I'm going to sort of push forward with both hips, but I got to keep that hip tuck position. Okay, so once I have that all established, keeping the hips tucked, I'm going to take the right hand, I'm going to reach up and sort of across my head. Now I'm thinking about sort of pushing my right heel down, keeping the hip tuck, and reaching right fingers to right heel. Just really exaggerating that length and that line. Turn your attention to your breath. Nice inhale, slow, long exhale. 5 of those breath cycles on that side. After that, we're going to come back out, switch all that onto the opposite side. Okay, so right foot forward, left foot back, left foot at 10 o'clock, tuck the hips, push into the front leg, right leg, keep that hip tuck, reach across and up, get long left hand to left heel, 5 nice breaths. Okay, from there we're going to go to our standing pelvic tilts. Okay, so emphasis here is I really want to get a good hip tuck again. Now we're working both sides, getting that good glute engagement. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a hip tuck, so really tilting my hips towards the ceiling, and then I'm gonna roll out of that and tilt my hips down in the front. So I'm gonna drive up, get a good glute contraction, and then tilt down. Okay, 20 pelvic tilts. Okay. All right, then we're going to use that table that I mentioned for outside of the hip and that sort of a piriformis stretch that we've been working on. So you got your countertop, you bring one leg up, and then I like to start nice and tall, and then bringing that chest forward, and then coming down. Everybody's a little bit different in terms of how far we need to bring that chest down towards the leg, but activating that nice stretch into the hip and the glute muscle. When you're there, we're going to go for, on this one, we're going to count 10 nice deep breaths. Okay, 10 on one side, and then switching, same exercise, switching to the other side for 10 nice deep breath cycles. Then we're going to transition to the yoga block that we mentioned at the top for equipment, and we're just going to do some standing adductor contractions. So getting the insides of the legs to do some work and engagement here, and it's just real good for proper hip alignment and so forth. So I'm going to position the block above my knees. So the block should only really be in contact with muscle tissue, right? And then I'm going to look down at my feet. The feet should be pointing, or I want them to point, standing on a clock at 12 o'clock. So nice and straight ahead. Then can I draw a straight line across my toes? That's going to really put our hips in a nice symmetrical position, and it's going to ensure that we're creating good, symmetry and posture and alignment in in the hip, in both hips and in the pelvis there. Okay, so nice and tall in my posture. I let my arms hang down. From here, I'm just thinking about a nice contraction into that block. Pretty good squeeze. 80% of your strength. Hold for a second or two, and then release that tension again, and then repeat. Nice hard contraction, hold, and repeat. We're going to do that for 10 repetitions. Again, if you have time, I would run back through those 4 exercises again, leading up to any metabolic programming or workouts you're going to do for that day.